I won't do my homework even if I die. It's useless to force me. 8-year-old Joey Ran rolled on the ground, as if I couldn't do anything to stop him, and this happened every day. I asked him to finish his homework before playing. I didn't let him watch TV for more than half an hour. I only allowed him to eat fried chicken burgers once a week. I would set a lot of rules for him, hoping that he could develop good habits. But this habit became a joke the day Lin Yaki appeared. He accused me. Auntie Lin never asked me to do my homework, she only took me to play. Auntie Lin would not stop me from eating chicken legs. She said that boys need to eat more to grow taller. I don't like you at all. I hope Auntie Lin can be my mother. In my previous life, even though I was very sad to hear these words, I still chose to forgive. I thought he was just too young and ignorant. When he grows up, he will understand my good intentions. I still force him to study hard, exercise and eat properly. When he grew up, he graduated from a prestigious university, founded his own company, and married a wife who was well matched with him. On his wedding day, the host asked him to thank his parents. In front of all the guests, he said to me, "I hope you can help my dad and Aunt Lin. It's not easy for Aunt Lin to follow my dad for so many years." Lin Yaki cried like a tearful person in the audience. It seemed that all the suffering she had endured for so many years was worth it at this moment, and I, standing on the stage, seemed redundant and ridiculous. Mom, you have forced me to do things I don't want to do since I was a child. If it weren't for Aunt Lin silently giving me warmth and encouragement in secret, I would have been ruined long ago. You and Dad have no feelings for each other for a long time. Why do you still occupy this position and make everyone unhappy? I don't know how I walked out of Joey Ran's wedding in a state of despair. I only know that after I walked out of the hotel, I was hit by a car and died because I ran a red light, and then I was reborn unexpectedly. Looking at my naughty son at the moment, I nodded. Okay, no homework. Joey Ran, who was lying on the ground, was a little surprised. He looked up at me. Are you serious? Of course, I said calmly. Can I continue watching TV now? Not only can I watch TV, but I can also play with the tablet. Can I eat potato chips while playing? Joey Ran asked in a pushy manner. Whatever you want. Why are you so nice to me all of a sudden? Joey Ran asked me in surprise. I smiled and said nothing. The ungrateful wolf who can't be tamed is not worthy of my sincere treatment. Are you afraid that I will only like Aunt Lin and not you in the future? Joey Ran said with a smug look on his face. Whatever you want in the future, I will fulfill you. I said word by word, including your favorite Aunt Lin. After satisfying all of Joey Ran's unreasonable demands, he became more and more lawless. The first thing he did when he got home from school was to play with the tablet. He also played while eating. He would hold the tablet in his arms even when he went to sleep. If he played too late at night and couldn't get up, I wouldn't call him and let him sleep until he woke up naturally. When he woke up, he could go to school if he wanted to, but I wouldn't force him if he didn't want to go. I provided him with all the snacks he liked. The servants couldn't stand it anymore and advised me kindly, "Madam, you spoiled the young master like this and ruined him." How could that be? I said sarcastically. I ruined him by forcing him to do things he didn't like. However, it didn't take long for Joey Ran's abnormal behavior to make the school unhappy. His class teacher called me and said that Joey Ran was going against the teacher in class and said bluntly, "My parents don't care about me. Why do you care about me?" I'm sorry. I really can't care about him. If you have any questions, please contact my husband. I gave the number to the class teacher. Then I hung up the phone and continued to do beauty treatments. When I got home after the beauty treatment, I saw Zhou Ziyu, who hadn't been home for many years, appear in the hall. His face was extremely ugly, and his voice was full of sarcasm. "Shenxi, your methods are getting more and more clever. In order to get me back, you even started to use my son. I really want Zhou Ziyu to come back. After all, it was useless for me to call him. I can't remember when Zhou Ziyu and I became so hostile. We clearly fell in love freely, got married voluntarily, shared joys and sorrows, and started a business together. After the company stabilized, I retreated to the second line and chose to stay at home to take care of my husband and children. I spent too much energy on my son. When I found that Zhou Ziyu was a little bit wrong, Zhou Ziyu had already cheated on me mentally. The target was Lin Yaki, an intern from the company, who was 20 years old. Youth, vitality, and tenderness. I accidentally saw the chat messages between Zhou Ziyu and her. Zhou Ziyu said, "You remind me of my wife when she was young. At that time, she was also as pretty and cute as you. What about now?" Lin Yaki asked, and sent a cute expression of curiosity. Now that she has grown, sometimes I feel a little tired of being intimate with her. I didn't expect that I was such a person in Zhou Ziyu's mind. I made a big fuss that time. I felt that my self-esteem was insulted as never before, and I had to divorce Zhou Ziyu. Zhou Ziyu didn't agree. He explained that he was just teasing the little girl and asked me not to make a big deal out of it. Both parents came to persuade me, saying that the child was only 2 years old, and asked me to not bother with Zhou Ziyu this time for the sake of the child. Zhou Ziyu also swore that he would not associate with Lin Yaki in the future, and immediately fired her to show his loyalty to me. Besides, Zhou Ziyu did not have a substantial relationship with Lin Yaki at that time, so in the end, I chose to forgive. I even began to reflect on whether I was really focusing on the child, thus ignoring Zhou Ziyu and myself. When I tried to change myself, Zhou Ziyu cheated on me physically. When I received the photo of Lin Yaki and Zhou Ziyu in bed, I was in the hospital taking care of Joey who had a high fever. Joey suddenly had a high fever and convulsions. I rushed him to the hospital and called Joziu. He said impatiently, "Enough, Shinshi. I'm just out for business entertainment. Don't always find all kinds of reasons to force me to come back." I was alone in the hospital with Joey and received the photo sent by Lin Yaki in the middle of the night. It was very explicit. She said, "Mr. Joe said that you are still ugly even if you lose weight, and you are not as delicate and cute as me." At that moment, I realized that a man's cheating is cheating, and there is no difference between mental and physical. I asked for a divorce from him again. Shoziu did not refuse again, but Joey had to belong to him. But at that time, Joey was everything in my life to me. I poured all my love into him. He was only 3 years old. His heart and eyes were full of me. Without me, he would not sleep until dawn. I couldn't leave him. I also thought about going to court to fight for the custody of the child, but I have been unemployed for these years and I can't win against Shoziu. Our marriage has been entangled like this. He never gave up the custody. I always insisted on the custody. Later, Joey grew up, and I seemed to get used to this broken marriage. Sometimes, habit is really a terrible thing. Obviously I hated Joziu's cheating, but in the end I still spent so much of my life with him. Fortunately, God gave me a chance to be reborn. I opened the drawer and calmly handed the divorce agreement to Joziu the moment he saw the agreement. He laughed especially ironically. "Shinshi, I thought you had figured it out. You haven't made trouble for so long, and now it's starting again. What else do you want? Isn't the money I give you every month enough?" "Not enough," I answered. "How much do you want?" Joziu said generously. "Half of the company's assets." "What are you thinking, Shinshi? Are you mentally ill?" Joziu was furious. "We founded the company together, and it is our common property after marriage," I asked the lawyer. "And half of it should belong to me." "Then what?" Shoziu said impatiently. "Unless we get divorced, this is all marital property, so I'm not getting divorced now." I motioned for him to look at the divorce agreement. Shoziu sneered and threw the agreement aside without caring. "I won't give you custody of my son. I don't want it." Shoziu raised his eyes. "Have you figured it out?" "I have figured it out." Joziu impatiently took the divorce agreement next to him again and read it carefully. "Except for the property I deserved. I didn't ask for a penny more." At the same time, I took the initiative to give Joey's custody to Joziu. Joziu frowned and put down the agreement. "Shinshi, don't regret it. Voluntarily giving up the custody means that you can't meet your son without my permission. I know, once divorced, I can't remarry you again, not even for my son," Joziu threatened. "Sign it." I don't want to talk nonsense with Joziu. If I hadn't seen him all the time, the first thing I would do after rebirth would be to divorce him. Joziu saw my firm attitude. He signed his name casually. "Shinshi, this is all your own fault. If you hadn't been forcing me like this, I would let you be Mrs. Joe for the sake of our son and our friendship for many years. It's you who don't know how to cherish it." "Who cares?" I said indifferently. In the last life, I maintained my marriage with Joziu, never for the position of Mrs. Joe. It was purely a blood bond. "Pack up your things and get out of my house." Joziu threw the signed divorce agreement to me. I had packed my luggage long ago. I was just waiting to divorce Joziu. I turned and went upstairs. Joey also came back from school with Joziu. It was said that the teacher asked him to reflect at home for 2 days before going to school. He had been hiding in the corner eavesdropping on my conversation with Joziu. When he saw me leaving, he hurriedly followed me. "Are you really going to divorce your father?" Joey asked me. "Are you happy?" I said lightly while carrying my luggage. "No one will care about you anymore. You can do whatever you want. Aren't you afraid that no one will want you after you divorce your father?" "Who told you that no one wants me?" I looked at him with amusement. "Grandma and Dad both said that." Joey said calmly. "They said you are not worthy of Dad, and that no one will want you after you divorce your father, and you dare not divorce your father at all?" I laughed when I heard it. I had seen through what kind of person Joziu was. I didn't expect his mother to be like this too. She usually pretends to be a good person, saying that her son is wrong in this and that in front of me, and that I have worked hard to take care of the child. It turns out that behind her back, she just treats me as a free nanny for her grandson. Of course, it doesn't matter anymore. They will all be insignificant people in the future. As long as you really stop caring about me, Dad and Aunt Lynn in the future, I will help you to plead with Dad and let him not divorce you. Joey negotiated with me. "No need." I touched his head and said to him gently, "Take care of yourself in the future, because in the future, his growth will have nothing to do with me anymore." I left with 2 big suitcases. Without looking back, I moved to the fine decorated house I had found in advance, near a university. I was preparing for the postgraduate entrance examination and re-study myself. Joziu and I were college classmates. In order to accompany him in starting a business, I gave up the qualification for guaranteed postgraduate study. Later, the business was successful and I had a son, and I focused on the family again. There has always been a regret in my heart that I didn't get to study for a master's degree or a doctorate. After being reborn, I deeply realized that people have to live for themselves. No one will empathize with you. The day after moving out of the Zhou family villa, I saw Lin Yaki posted a circle of friends. She took the initiative to add me at the beginning. I accompanied Joziyu to the company's anniversary celebration. Lin Yaki said that my earrings were very beautiful. So she took the initiative to add me on WeChat and asked me for the link. Later, Lin Yaki really got a pair of earrings like mine, but she didn't buy them, but Joziyu gave them, and today her circle of friends content, poverty limits my imagination, such a big back garden. Is it used to play football? Attached is a photo of the back garden of the Zhou family villa. The purpose is of course to announce to the world that she is already with Joziyu openly, no longer a shameful mistress. I gave them a thumbs up, a bitch and a dog, forever. I just clicked the like button. Lin Yaki took the initiative to chat with me privately. Sister Shinshi, you shouldn't mind me posting on WeChat moments, right? It was Ziyu who forced me to post, saying that I had been wronged for so many years. In order to stimulate me, Lin Yaki would occasionally send me some intimate photos of her and Joziyu, or write a paragraph about how much Joziyu loved her. Then she would calculate the time to cancel, added a sentence, sorry, I sent it to the wrong person. I was really irritated by her actions and lost my mind, and had a big fight with Joziyu. The final result was that my relationship with Joziyu became worse and worse. He basically never came back. And even when Joiran celebrated his birthday, he took Joiran to celebrate with Lin Yaki. And every time Joiran went to Lin Yaki's place, he would say, Auntie Lin is so good to me, she is gentle and beautiful, I want her to be my mother. Looking back now, I don't know how I endured it in my previous life. Fortunately, the injury was very deep, so there is no trace of nostalgia. I replied with a smile, how could that be? Didn't I give you a thumbs up? You did it for Ziyu to see, didn't you? Lin Yaki believed that I divorced Joziyu just because she was angry. I didn't want to bother with her anymore. There was no need to waste time on such a person. I was about to block Lin Yaki. She sent another message. You forgot to take something away. Impossible. I check it every day. There is no way I would have left anything behind. Lin Yaki then sent a photo. It was a box of condoms. I replied generously. I gave it to you. It's all expired. Lin Yaki sent a mocking expression and added, you haven't used up the things from a few years ago. Ziyu has several of them every day with me, and I can't buy them all in time. Isn't that just right? You like to recycle the garbage I don't want, so it's also a waste utilization. I was unusually calm. Who are you calling garbage? Lin Yaki was instantly irritated by me. When she was typing frantically, I blocked her directly, out of sight, out of mind. After blocking Lin Yaki, my circle of friends was obviously much clearer, without the outside interference. I also devoted myself to my preparation for the postgraduate entrance examination, until a month later, I suddenly received a call from Joziyu. He asked directly, Shinshi, where have you been hiding? Why are you pretending if you don't want to get a divorce? It's too late now. I remember that today is the last day of the divorce cooling off period, and it's time to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get a divorce certificate. I'll go to the Civil Affairs Bureau right away. After hanging up the phone, I didn't dare to delay for a second, and drove directly to the Civil Affairs Bureau. Joziyu looked at me with a sarcastic smile on his face. When we went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to register for divorce before, we agreed to arrive on time at 10 o'clock this morning. It's already 12 o'clock now, and the staff of the Civil Affairs Bureau have all gone off work. Joziyu said contemptuously, Shinshi, when you asked me to sign the divorce agreement, I said it was useless to regret it. No matter what tricks you play today, this marriage must be divorced. Okay, I agreed immediately. I have to thank you. If you hadn't taken the initiative to give up your position, I wouldn't have known that Lin Yaki was so good at taking care of children at such a young age. When you took care of our son before, the family was in chaos, but after Lin Yaki came, our son was extremely well behaved, Joziyu boasted. Then congratulations on marrying a good wife. Still stubborn, Joziyu said disdainfully. Let's see how long you can hold on. When I got the divorce certificate, I secretly breathed a sigh of relief. I was really afraid that Joziyu would lose patience with me and turn around and leave because I delayed time. And I really didn't want to waste any more time on him. Shinshi, Joziyu called me loudly behind me because I left quickly. From now on, we will no longer have any relationship. If you regret it, I drove away. I couldn't listen to Joziyu say another word. After regaining my freedom, I was more motivated to study. In addition to reading books desperately every day, I also insisted on exercising. I can't let myself be full of problems like in my previous life. After more than half a year, after unremitting efforts, I finally succeeded. During this period, Joiran called me and asked me hesitantly, Mom, do you miss me? I answered honestly, no, because Mom is very busy. Today is my 9th birthday. He seemed a little disappointed. Happy birthday, I smiled and wished. Don't you want to spend your birthday with me? Your father said that I can't see you alone without his permission. Then can't you beg your father? Joiran was a little excited. No, why do you have to be angry with your father? Actually, your father, no more. I have something very important to do. I took the initiative to hang up Joey-ran's phone. This is something that would never have happened before. Every time I talk to him, I have to wait until he hangs up before I put down the phone. See, in fact, there is nothing that cannot be given up, as long as you are disappointed enough. One late night after I finished my graduate studies, I suddenly received a call from Zhou Ziyu. I didn't block Zhou Ziyu because I felt that he would never take the initiative to find me. In fact, it has been more than a year since the divorce, and he is indeed a qualified ex. It's like he's dead. When I was half asleep, I didn't see who was calling. Hello, Shinshi. I won't give you another chance. Zhou Ziyu's cold voice came from the other end. Ah. I was puzzled. Is this man possessed? Lin Yaqi is pregnant with my child, and I'm going to marry her, he said proudly. Congratulations. Although it was annoying to be woken up in the middle of the night, I still gave my blessing politely. Zhou Ziyu seemed to sneer and hung up my phone. I didn't take it seriously at first. If I hadn't received the wedding invitation of Zhou Ziyu and Lin Yaqi, I suspected that they sent it to the wrong person, but my name was written on the invitation, of course. It doesn't mean that I have to go if they invite me. I threw the invitation away directly. As a result, Joey Rand called me on the same day. Mom, why haven't you arrived yet? Where? I didn't react for a while. Dad and Aunt Lynn's wedding hotel. I didn't say I was coming, but didn't Dad send you an invitation? I came early in the morning to save a seat for you. Why didn't you come? Joey Rand's voice was already crying. I was calm and said calmly, I have things to do and can't come. Thank you for saving my seat. Now let's give it to someone else. I was about to hang up the phone. Are those things more important than me? Joey Rand asked me in a panic. I thought about it and answered seriously. Yes, more important than you. You are not important at all. After rejecting his son, Zhou Ziyu called again. Shinshi, you are not comfortable with my marriage to Lin Yaqi? Do you think it's fun to take your anger out on your son? What? I was puzzled. What did you scold your son for? He's crying all the time now. I didn't scold him. I explained. Don't make excuses. You just can't stand me marrying Lin Yaqi, so you take it out on your son. At this moment, my mother tongue is speechless. Admit it. Zhou Ziyu saw that I didn't say anything, and said coldly, it's too late now, and it's useless for you to regret it. I wish you and Lin Yaqi a happy marriage. After hanging up the phone, I blocked Zhou Ziyu. I thought that after Zhou Ziyu and Lin Yaqi got married, there would be no intersection between us. As a result, less than a month later, Zhou Ziyu suddenly appeared at the gate of a university. At that time, I was coming out of the laboratory and leaving the school with my senior. All the way, we were discussing the data in the laboratory. Suddenly, I saw Zhou Ziyu and Joey Rand waiting for me at the gate. How did he know that I was studying for a master's degree? The moment Zhou Ziyu saw me, his eyes were on the person next to me. I seemed to see some anger in his eyes, but it seemed like an illusion. He said sarcastically, I was wondering why you didn't want your son anymore. So you have a new lover, Shinshi. Does the other party know that you were married and have a son? I know. Before I could speak, my senior brother Qin Shiqing took the initiative to answer. I heard that her ex-husband was a scumbag. Do you know him? I couldn't help laughing out loud. Zhou Ziyu's face turned black. He said coldly, I have something to do with Shinshi, meaning to let Qin Shiqing leave by himself. Qin Shiqing ignored him and asked me, are you in trouble? No. I smiled at him. You go back first. I'll go back by myself in a while. Call me if you have something. I'll call the police for you. Okay. Qin Shiqing left. You've gone so far. Why are you so reluctant to leave? Zhou Ziyu mocked. I retracted my gaze and looked at him. What do you want from me? Is it interesting to block me? Zhou Ziyu asked me back, what's the point of keeping someone who doesn't matter? I said indifferently, you don't even want your son, do you? I glanced at Joey Ran. Joey Ran looked at me eagerly. I smiled. He didn't want me, and I respect his choice. I didn't want you. Joey Ran said quickly, I want to be with you forever. I walked towards Joey Ran, and seeing that he had obviously gained a lot of weight, I smiled and said, have you forgotten? You said it yourself that you hope Aunt Lin will be your mother. Now she is really your mother. Shouldn't you be very happy? Joey Ran's eyes were red, biting his lips, and seemed to be very uncomfortable. Zhou Ziyu no longer beat around the bush. Yaqi is pregnant, suffering from pregnancy syndrome, and is easily irritated. The doctor said that she needs a quiet environment to nurture the fetus. So during this period, my son will live with you, but I'm very busy. The workload in the laboratory is very heavy. I don't have time to take care of him, and I also have to prepare materials for the doctoral examination. I said embarrassedly, your reading is more important than your son. Zhou Ziyu got angry when he heard me say that. What's the point of reading at your age? How much money can you make? Isn't the property I divide enough for you to use in this life? Shinshi, why are you pretending here? I don't want to quarrel with Zhou Ziyu. But some people are really easy to get ahead of others. I took a deep breath and asked him, Zhou Ziyu, we have been together for so many years. Have I ever done anything to let you down? Why are you suddenly saying this? Zhou Ziyu was a little irritable. I haven't done anything to let you down. I have even been dedicated to you, my son, and the previous family. Now we are divorced, and you insisted on the custody, and my son also said that he likes Lin Yaqi more. I have helped all of you. And now I live my own life. Am I wrong? When did I say you were wrong? Then why do you come to question my studying for a master's degree and taking the doctoral exam? Isn't it a critical period now? Can't you make a little sacrifice for your son? Zhou said as a matter of course. Sacrifice. I asked him with a sneer, why do I have to sacrifice? When we graduated from college together, you said you needed me to start a business with you. So I had to sacrifice my qualification for graduate school. Later, the business was successful and we had a son. You said I had to sacrifice my career and return to my family. Later, we divorced, and I also sacrificed the custody of my son as you wished. The more I talked, the funnier it became. Now you have a new family and don't want your son anymore. But you want me to sacrifice myself to fulfill your happiness? Zhou, don't you think you are shameless? When did I say I didn't want my son? I said that you would help me take care of my son temporarily during Lin Yaqi's pregnancy. I will double the child's support. Zhou was a little broken by what I said, and his emotions became more and more agitated. What if Lin Yaqi gets pregnant and suffers from postpartum depression? What if the depression is cured and she suffers from neurasthenia? There are so many diseases in the world, and you can always find one or two that suit you. I said sarcastically, Yaqi is not such a person, she treats her son very well and treats him as her own, Zhou said firmly, and naturally heard the implication of my words. If that's the case, how can the son affect Lin Yaqi's pregnancy? Isn't this contradictory? Zhou was speechless by what I said. There was a moment of silence. Zhou suddenly asked me uncomfortably, Mom, do you really not want me? He is already 10 years old, and he can actually understand a lot of things. I don't want you, it's just that you have Aunt Lin as your new mother, so I feel relieved. I said to Zhou gently. In the past, in order to make Zhou study well, I always played the role of the villain. Now that I have no expectations for him, I will never say a harsh word again. But Zhou seemed dissatisfied. He said, Mom, don't smile at me. If you smile like this, I feel that you don't love me anymore. I touched Zhou head. How could I not love you? I just don't want you to do things you don't like, so as not to ruin you when you grow up. Okay, Zhou didn't want to listen to my sarcasm anymore. He probably felt that his self-esteem was damaged. After all, he has never been defeated by me for so many years. When he pulled Zhou away angrily, he didn't forget to threaten, since you don't care about your son, I won't beg you anymore. Don't expect your son to recognize you in the future. I shrugged to show that I didn't care. Anyway, no matter how I treat him, he won't recognize me when he grows up, but only his Aunt Lin. Why should I go? I'm not going to suffer for nothing. I live the life I want seriously, even if I'm tired every day. But I'm very happy and have a sense of accomplishment. It turns out that being good to yourself can really make you live a good life. If not, I'll be disturbed occasionally. Today, after I finished a set of experimental data, I looked at the dozens of unknown missed calls on my silent phone. I called back and it was Zhou who answered the phone. Shinshi, come to the hospital. Your son was injured in an accident and is in the hospital. I hesitated for a moment and went to the hospital. No matter what, Zhou is my biological son after all. There is no affection, but there is still responsibility. As soon as I walked to the door of the ward, I heard a fierce quarrel inside. Lin Yaqi screamed, Zhou, how long will it take for you to send your son away? If you don't send him away, I will die in his hands, 1 body and 2 lives. I've already said that Iran doesn't dislike you. Why are you holding on to him? He fell down the stairs and broke his bones. And you didn't care at all. Zhou's voice was also very loud. So you want to see me fall down the stairs, right? If I die, you will have a reason to reconcile with Shinshi, and your family of 3 can be reunited again. That's enough. Lin Yaqi, stop making trouble here. Aaron still needs to recover from his injuries. Zhou lost his patience. Then I will really make trouble for you once, Lin Yaqi said aggressively. Anyway, I'm putting it here today. Either you let your son go, or I will take the son in my belly and jump off the building. Iran is only 10 years old. Where do you want him to go? Zhou was so angry that his voice was shaking. I don't care where he goes. Anyway, I just don't want to see him again. Lin Yaqi was determined. Otherwise, you can expect a dead body and 2 lives. After saying that, Lin Yaqi turned and left. As soon as she walked out of the ward, she ran into me. When Lin Yaqi saw me at this moment, she was obviously stunned. I saw Lin Yaqi was also stunned. Is this still the slender, delicate, and youthful girl, with a pregnant belly? I thought she was an elderly mother. I haven't seen her for 2 years. Shinshi, what are you doing here? Lin Yaqi was like a bomb, exploding at anyone she saw. I heard from Zhou that Iran was in the hospital, so I came to see him. Are you here to see Iran or Zhou? What? Do you want to seduce Zhou while I'm pregnant? Is this person sick? But it's not surprising that she goes crazy anytime and anywhere. Although I haven't seen Lin Yaqi in the past 2 years, but Zhou and I have been together for so many years, and we have mutual friends. Occasionally, I heard from friends that Lin Yaqi has been making trouble since she knew she was pregnant with a son. Whenever there is a slightly good-looking female employee in Zhou's company, she will point at her nose and scold her for seducing Zhou, and force her to resign. Zhou is not allowed to go out for social events either. If Zhou Ziyu went, she would go to Zhou Ziyu's dinner party and make a scene. I don't know how many big projects Zhou Ziyu lost. She said that Zhou Ziyu was going to be driven crazy by Lin Yaqi. When I heard it, I felt a little funny. How could she be driven crazy? Zhou Ziyu really liked Lin Yaqi's liveliness. Get out of here. Zhou Ziyu suddenly came out of the ward and yelled at Lin Yaqi. He looked like he wanted to eat Lin Yaqi. Lin Yaqi probably had never seen Zhou Ziyu so fierce and was a little scared. The next moment, she puffed up her belly again, as if she had a lot of confidence. She yelled at Zhou Ziyu, if you dare to do something to let me down, I will die for you to see. Also, you'd better get rid of your son, otherwise I will never let you go. Lin Yaqi turned and left. Zhou Ziyu was so angry that his body was shaking. I was next to him, just watching a joke. Do you think I deserve it? Zhou Ziyu suddenly asked me. I put away the smile on my face. I won't comment on anything that has nothing to do with me. I didn't expect that Lin Yaqi would suddenly become a different person after she got pregnant. I'm not interested in your affairs with her. I reminded him. I'm here to see my son. Zhou Ziyu said no more. I walked into Zhou Yiran's ward. He was lying on the bed with red eyes. He obviously heard the quarrel between his father and Lin Yaqi. When he saw me, his eyes lit up instantly and he called me excitedly, Mom. I nodded. Not too enthusiastic. I just asked about his situation briefly. He went home from school today and met Lin Yaqi when he went upstairs. He said that Lin Yaqi deliberately pushed him downstairs. But Lin Yaqi insisted that he didn't want Lin Yaqi to have another child to compete with him for favor, so he wanted to push Lin Yaqi down the stairs to kill the baby in her belly. Lin Yaqi pushed Zhou Yiran down the stairs in self-defense. Zhou Yiran also said that Lin Yaqi was very bad to him. She was just pretending to be nice to him before. Since she married his father, she always beat and scolded him secretly, and said that he was a wild child who was not wanted by his mother. She always fed him chicken hamburgers, and forced him to eat them even if he didn't want to, saying that he only deserved to eat these junk foods. The more Zhou Yiran talked, the harder he cried. I listened, but I was very calm, just reminded indifferently, you shouldn't tell me these things. You should tell your dad or your grandma. They don't believe me, they only believe Aunt Lin. Zhou Yiran cried very sadly. They only care about the baby in her belly, and don't care about me at all. They don't love me, they all despise me. Mom, can you let me go with you? Zhou Yiran held me tightly. I will listen to you in the future and never say bad things about you again. Mom, I know that you love me the most. It was my fault before. I shouldn't have said that to you. And I shouldn't have hated you. I was wrong. Please forgive me, okay? Zhou Yiran kept crying. He was really scared. I didn't want him anymore. But I really didn't want him anymore. I pushed his hand away and said gently but distantly, Yiran, everyone has to be responsible for their own choices. When you chose Aunt Lin, Mom had already withdrawn from your world, but I regret it. I know I was wrong. If you regret it, you should change yourself, not me, I said calmly. And my current life will not change for anyone, especially not for you and Zhou Ziyu. I left Zhou Yiran's ward indifferently. It's impossible to forgive. I never thought about forgiveness. Shinshi, when did you become so cold-blooded? Yiran is your biological son. Do you really not care about him? Don't you feel sorry for him? Zhou Ziyu stood at the door of the ward and questioned me fiercely. I stopped and answered Zhou Ziyu in an orderly manner. First, I gave him child support every month according to our divorce agreement. I fulfilled my responsibility as a mother and did not ignore him. Second, Zhou Yiran is also your biological son, and the custody is with you. You should handle your housework well and let Zhou Yiran have a comfortable living environment. Finally, our marriage broke down because of your cheating and mistakes. You have no right to say that I am sorry for Zhou Yiran. The one who is really sorry for him is you. Zhou Ziyu blushed because of what I said. After a while, he seemed to have mustered up great courage and asked me, Shinshi, do you really want me to give in to you? I looked at him inexplicably. You did this just to make me apologize to you and say that I regret divorcing you and marrying Lin Yaqi? Okay, I admit that I was wrong. I shouldn't have been seduced by Lin Yaqi. I shouldn't have divorced you because Lin Yaqi destroyed our relationship and marriage. Zhou Ziyu's regret seemed so arrogant. He said, I promise you, after Lin Yaqi gives birth to the child, if the law allows me to divorce Lin Yaqi, I will divorce her immediately and get back together with you. I kept silent. I was really stunned by Zhou Ziyu's words. I don't know how thick a person's face is to say such a thing. And how he can say it so naturally. I know you have been single for the past 2 years, Zhou Ziyu said again. You are constantly studying and improving yourself, and you insist on exercising to keep yourself in such a good figure. Isn't it just to let me see it, and to make me regret it? So you think my current life is for you to see? I couldn't help laughing. Shinshi, we are not young anymore. There is no need to go through so many formalities. You should stop when you are ahead. I really don't have that much patience. Zhou Ziyu didn't seem to want to talk nonsense with me. He said, I still have a large flat in my hand. You and your son can move there first, and after I divorce Lin Yaqi, I will let you move back to the villa. I didn't say anything, just look at Zhou Ziyu and laugh. Zhou Ziyu was a little angry. What are you laughing at? Too happy. I am laughing. How can there be such a shameless person in this world? Shinshi, Zhou Ziyu was furious. I don't know where you get your confidence from. Do you think I will remarry an irresponsible, promiscuous, arrogant scumbag? Am I sick? You'd better think clearly about what you are talking about, Shinshi. I'm only giving you a chance to come back for the sake of my son. Don't push it. You should leave such a good opportunity to others. I can't afford it, he added word by word. I don't want it. Don't be sarcastic here. Zhou Ziyu couldn't hide his anger. You don't really think that you are divorced and have a 10-year-old child, and a woman in her 30s, will there be any men want you? They are just playing with you. Which man will really marry such a woman as his wife? Can't you get married again? I sarcastically, can men and women be the same? A man can turn over a new leaf, but what about a woman? Zhou Ziyu was extremely contemptuous, so this is why Zhou Ziyu can cheat repeatedly in his marriage without restraint, as a man. He was really proud of himself. I won't bother you. Even if there is no man who wants you in this life, I will not consider you again. I refused directly. Before Zhou Ziyu could speak, I said, besides, who says that women must have men to live? Why can't I be beautiful alone? I live well alone. Why do I have to serve others? Don't I know how to spend money? Don't I know how to enjoy my life? I am missing limbs, so I must find a man. Zhou Ziyu blushed because of what I said. The more I talked, the funnier I felt. I smiled and left. I really don't understand. What era is this? How can Zhou Ziyu's patriarchy be so taken for granted? In my previous life, my head must have been stuck in the door, so I had to endure him all my life. After this unpleasant parting with Zhou Ziyu, he never bothered me again. I also successfully stayed in school to study for a doctorate and continued to explore the academic world I like. A college reunion? I didn't want to go at first. I couldn't resist the soft and hard persuasion of my former best roommate, who said that Zhou Ziyu would not go and that he had a lot of trouble at home and it was impossible for him to come, so I agreed to attend. During the dinner, my classmates couldn't help gossiping. Do you know? Zhou Ziyu was almost killed by his concubine. Then he looked back at me and said, Shinshi, you don't mind us talking about your ex-husband, right? You already said it was your ex-husband. Why should I mind? I said with a smile, then I don't care. The classmate broke the news crazily. Zhou Ziyu's concubine is a troublemaker. She makes trouble all over the world. Relying on her status as a mother and a son, she makes Zhou Ziyu embarrassed in front of outsiders in various ways. She doesn't allow his company to have good-looking female employees, and she also goes to his dinner party to make trouble. Zhou Ziyu's company is about to be ruined by her. It is said that she will also drive Zhou Ziyu's eldest son out of the house to make way for her son, but this is not the point. There is something more explosive. The other classmates are very curious and are asking him what it is. The classmate said with an exaggerated expression, Zhou Ziyu's concubine's newly born son is not Zhou Ziyu's biological son. Really? No way. How was it discovered? The classmates asked in unison. Don't we have to test the blood type of the child after it is born? His son is type O, Zhou Ziyu is type AB. How come he can't give birth to type O? Then Zhou Ziyu must be furious. Isn't he being cuckolded? The key is that his concubine has been relying on this son to do whatever he wants. So Zhou Ziyu must have killed his concubine? The classmate couldn't help but sigh. It is said that Zhou Ziyu almost beat his concubine to death. And now the two seem to be going through the divorce procedure, because Zhou Ziyu beat his concubine, and I heard that he will be severely punished when he divorces. I was listening to it nearby, who said it was not a bit gratifying. My roommate asked me with a smile, listening to gossip. I think it's worth coming to the class reunion. I nodded. Indeed, it makes people feel good. However, when the class reunion was about to end, no one expected Zhou Ziyu to suddenly appear. We talked about him all night tonight, and suddenly saw the person involved, and everyone was a little embarrassed. Is it over? Zhou Ziyu, on the other hand, seemed very calm. It's over, the class monitor said quickly. Sorry, I'm late because of something. It's okay, we'll get together again next time. The class monitor said bluntly, in the past, we might have organized to spend more time with Zhou Ziyu, but now it's just over. Zhou Ziyu didn't say much. The classmates left one after another. Because I drank a little, I didn't drive, so I stood on the side of the road to get a taxi. I'll take you. Zhou Ziyu rolled down the window. No need. I refused. Let's go. It's on the way. Really no need. Zhou Ziyu had no choice but to stop the car and walk in front of me. I pretended not to see it. You should have heard that Lin Yaqi played a trick on me. Zhou Ziyu asked me. Just heard. I didn't hide it. After all, it was really funny. Lin Yaqi and I officially divorced today. Zhou Ziyu looked at me. I ignored him. After all, I am not interested in things that have nothing to do with me. Last time, I was not sincere enough, Zhou Ziyu suddenly said to me in a low voice. In fact, I regretted it a long time ago, but I just couldn't bring myself to beg you. I looked at him and found it very funny. Can you bring yourself to beg me now? Could it be that no one wants you suddenly? But isn't a man a prodigal son who returns to his true love more valuable than gold? Shinshi, I admit that I said something a bit too much before, but I really don't want to hurt you. I just don't know what method to use to make you come back to me, Zhou Ziyu said helplessly. That's why I used the provocation method. Thank you for your provocation method. It succeeded in making me feel more disgusted with you. Zhou Ziyu's face turned red and white because of what I said. He said, Shenxi, I'm sorry. I really know I was wrong. I swear, I will never do anything to let you down again. Let's start over. Me, you, and our son, we are a family of 3. A family of 3? How could he have the nerve to say these words? I was about to you when I heard it. Come home with me. Zhou Ziyu reached out to pull me. I avoided him perfectly. Zhou Ziyu was a little embarrassed. Our son is still waiting for us at home. He has been wanting to see you for the past few years and regrets what he said to you. In fact, it's not just our son. I regret it too, so, can you forgive us once? No. I shook my head. I gave a very affirmative answer. Shinshi, why should I forgive you just because you regret it? Then what do I have suffered? I sneered and asked him, what is the awakening I have spent my whole life for? What lifetime? Zhou Ziyu didn't understand. I didn't need to explain, and said coldly, from the moment we divorced, it was completely over between us. You don't need to waste time looking for me, and you don't need to use our son to make peace. It's useless. Not only is it useless, but I also find you annoying because you have affected my life. Are you worried that I won't really change? Zhou Ziyu asked me. It has nothing to do with me. If it were me, I would also be worried. Zhou Ziyu seemed to understand me very well. He said, I will show you. I have to make it clear that I will not get back together with you. Don't you stay single. Zhou Ziyu was sure that I was single, just waiting for him to change his ways. I couldn't explain it anymore. Zhou Ziyu was too confident. He just felt that as long as he looked back, I would definitely wait for him there. Let him be. Anyway, one day, he will find that I have already gone far away. It is a point that he can't catch up with and is not worthy of me. Half a year later, a university held a centennial celebration. All university students can come back to participate in the celebration. The school was very lively, and as an outstanding graduate of the school, I stood on the podium in the auditorium. The audience was full of people, including Zhou Ziyu. He probably couldn't believe that I would stand on such a dazzling and important podium on the big screen behind me. I saw all my achievements in the academic world over the years. These achievements can leave a permanent mark on the century-old history of the school. After my speech, the whole audience burst into thunderous applause. I seemed to hear someone shouting, "Senior sister is great." I smiled and bowed and left. Walking on the campus of the school, many students came to take pictures with me and asked for my autograph. I finally sent away groups of students. I saw Zhou Ziyu and Zhou Iran, who had grown up a lot, appeared in front of me. Zhou Iran said excitedly, Mom, I just saw your speech in the auditorium. I am so proud. I heard people around me say you are so great. I smiled lightly and thanked you politely. Then I turned around and prepared to leave. Shinshi. Zhou Ziyu called me nervously. I turned to look at him. He still looked at me with surprise, as if he didn't know when I started to change. She became completely different from the middle-aged woman who only revolved around him and his son and his impression. He said sincerely, you are really amazing today. I didn't expect you to have such great achievements in the academic world. So, do you have self-knowledge? I asked him with a sneer. Zhou Ziyu's face was a little embarrassed, but he quickly covered it up. He said, I don't want to get back together with you because of your current achievements. I didn't know it before, and I was always seeking reconciliation. I know you have always resented me for betraying you, Zhou Ziyu said in a panic. As if he finally realized that I seemed to be getting farther and farther away from him, he said excitedly, I actually always like you. I only felt freshness towards Lin Yaqi back then, and there was also the vanity of a man, but I never thought about divorcing you from beginning to end. Lin Yaqi and I were just playing around. I think I heard the biggest joke in this life and the last life, but I didn't interrupt him, Zhou Ziyu said with deep regret. The reason why I always wanted the custody of my son was to avoid divorcing you, because I knew you couldn't bear to part with my son. But I didn't expect that you really gave up the custody, and I was in a dilemma and had to agree to the divorce. But after the divorce, I didn't think about being with Lin Yaqi. I was waiting for you to come back. I even took contraceptive measures every time I went to bed with Lin Yaqi. I never thought about getting her pregnant. So, I also want to thank you for cheating on me physically and mentally, but mercifully wearing a condom when you went to bed with others for me. Lin Yaqi said she was pregnant, and I didn't think much about it. I never suspected that Lin Yaqi would cheat on me. I thought the contraceptive measures were not good enough. When Zhou Ziyu said this, he still couldn't hide his anger. He paused for several seconds before speaking again. When Lin Yaqi insisted that I give her a name, I actually didn't agree. Do you remember that night when I called you? As long as you said you didn't want me to marry Lin Yaqi, I wouldn't marry her. But you didn't say anything. I got angry and agreed to marry her. Until the day Lin Yaqi and I got married, I was still waiting for you to stop the wedding. If you came, I would definitely choose you. But you didn't. I had no choice but to marry Lin Yaqi. I listened to Zhou Ziyu's so-called love for me. I can only say that it's really hard to judge, he continued in agony. After I married Lin Yaqi, she acted like a monster and made me a laughingstock in the entire business circle. At that time, I really knew how good you were and how tolerant you were to me. I even wanted to divorce Lin Yaqi immediately and get back together with you. But she was pregnant, and the law did not allow me to divorce her, so I hoped you could wait for me and even wanted to use my son to make you change your mind, but you kept rejecting me. Do you know how scared I was? I was really scared that I would never get you back. Zhou eyes were red. But I thought it was ridiculous, at least. I didn't feel that he was scared at all at that time. He was still high and mighty in front of me. Later, Lin Yaqi gave birth to a son. But it wasn't mine. I was extremely angry, but I was relieved. I could finally divorce Lin Yaqi right away and be with you. Zhou Ziyu looked at me with expectation in his eyes. Shenxi, I'm sorry. I was so wrong before. From now on, if I do something to let you down again, I will break my legs. Mom, I will listen to you in the future and never hurt you again. Zhou Yiran followed and swore. I looked at them, father and son. I looked at their regret, their affection, and their expectations. But I was still indifferent. Zhou Ziyu saw that I didn't react, and said again, Shenxi, come back to us. Okay, let us make up for the harm we have done to you. Okay, no need. I shook my head. I have healed those injuries a long time ago. I don't need them. I don't care about them. Shenxi, Zhou Ziyu. Don't you think you are not worthy of me now? I interrupted him, mocking his self-righteousness. Zhou Ziyu quickly expressed his attitude. Shenxi, I like you as a person. No matter who you were in the past or who you are now, no matter whether you are excellent or not. Lin Yaqi in the audience cried like a tearful person. Yes, I didn't give him any face at all. His face was a little red, maybe because of shame, but he still didn't give up. He said, Shenxi, haven't you been single all the time? So being single became the reason why he believed that I would come back to him. I smiled and looked away. Chen Zhiqing quickly walked to my side and naturally hugged me in his arms, clearly waiting for me to greet him. He took the initiative to greet Zhou Ziyu and Zhou Yiran, ex-husband, and eldest son. Zhou Ziyu's eyes were fixed on Chen Zhiqing's hand around my waist. Shenxi, in order to reject me, you just find a man casually, not casually. I knew what Zhou Ziyu was going to say, but I was impatient. I said bluntly. I have been single for so many years because I think it's good to be alone. Now I am not single because I think this man is good, so good that I am willing to start a new marriage with him. I looked at Zhou Ziyu's unacceptable expression and added, so, whether I am single or not, it has nothing to do with you, it's just my own choice, and you, in my heart, are just a dir. After saying that, Chen Zhiqing and I hugged each other and left. When we left, Chen Zhiqing suddenly turned around and said, Shenxi is pregnant, twins, he knows how to kill people and break their hearts. I didn't look back at Zhou Ziyu and Zhou Yiran's expressions. I only vaguely heard Zhou Yiran asking Zhou Ziyu in a crying voice, Dad, does Mom really not want us this time?
Yeah.
Zhou Ziyu suppressed his voice, really don't want us anymore. I didn't want us anymore a long time ago. It was him who had been deceiving himself.